just do the thing that I keep saying I'm going to do, which is hook my Twitch up to my social media so I don't have to manually do this every time. That I have historically never done. Let's see. Cool. Yep, alright, cool. We are live on twitch.tv. Let me close these off. And let's just get right into our dark match. Let's see. Alright, I know who I'm going with here. Honestly, I don't know why Chris Wolf hasn't been featured on any of my shows yet. But we have Spider-Man from Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 or something of that nature against the wolf who looks like a lady, Chris Wolf. So let's just go right into our dark match here. Of course, if people are... Oh, this volume is way low. Oh, that's because I was streaming a different game. Let's see... let's see, what's going on in the mixer? Okay, I think that's a little better. Still kind of low. Let's see, I can live with those numbers. Hey, what's going on? A lot of copies and they're falling. You guys came right in for the dark match. Also, let me know if my audio is messed up. I was streaming a different game, and these audio settings are probably more in line with how I had my setup for BattleTech, because I forgot to change it back. But new ring, and how are you doing, Troll Wizard? So now I can't comment on people getting dropped right onto Courage the Cowardly Dog. But if the fight makes its way over there, we do have the Whale Boys logo. Of course, that is our newest and biggest sponsor, twitch.tv/AlexIce, who gifted like 6 subs a couple weeks ago. Well, I appreciate you taking a break from Baki to watch a different battle series. Of course, there will be some mixed martial arts action with some really peculiar characters, so you'll be getting some of that here. Also, Sinner Fallen, if you are not aware of Chris Wolf, she's great. And it is a shame that her career got cut short due to injury. Yeah, very much appreciate you donating the ring mats. Still waiting for the official Blake's House Wrestling logo, but as a temporary situation, that BHW looks pretty solid. It actually looks kind of like the Raw logo, but I'd like to think we're a better show than Raw. if I have maybe one sort of nitpicky thing, is that all of the sponsor logos, with the exception of the Whale Boys logo, is readable from the outside of the ring looking in, and Whale Boys is inverted. But, like I said, it's a nitpicky thing that I don't need to get fixed right away. We can wait until we have a real logo. So, say there's a real nice synchronicity in this matchup where Spider-Man has the wrestling ability of a man-sized spider and Chris Wolf is a wolf that looks like a lady. I don't know, I just appreciate that. Fair, I am not gonna put it in now, just because I would probably have to restart the game to do it. But no big deal. Oh, shit. One thing I am going to fix, however, before we are live, is Zero sent me his theme music. Zero, of course, still out of action from bruised ribs, getting hit with that atomic 450 from James Holloway in singles action, but should probably update his theme music for so we can get that big pop when he comes back, brother. So the way that works, Nick, is the way the community kind of agreed upon theme music is in the Steam Workshop page, you just list the file name that the game looks for, and then it's on the person that downloads the character to put a file by that same name in the music folder. And then, like, you can also link in the Steam Workshop upload where to find that file, because there's otherwise no way to upload music with your wrestlers. Ooh. Chris Wolf getting the first pinfall victory of Pride Month. You literally just missed the dark match, and before we do anything further, let me, so yeah, I haven't even technically gone live yet, because I just remembered, let's see, where the fuck is Zero Lopez? Wonder how to preview that without a controller. Like I said, Zero Lopez still out with bruised ribs from that atomic 450 that James Holloway dropped on him. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I had a 360 controller, but it suddenly stopped working, and I just didn't care to troubleshoot that. So, let's go ahead and get right into this week's show. So, a lot of things happening last week. Of course, the Shoot League divisional rounds have completed. We have our final four. You will be seeing the first round of the Shoot League tournament happening tonight. Of course, as always, the King of Fighters 6-man TV title will be defended, and that will be defended in tonight's main event. For the first time in several weeks, we will be seeing our tag team champions Sterling and Worzalla in non-title action. And of course, a staple of Blake's House Professional Wrestling, we are going to have the Maglo Open Challenge. However, Maglo on a bit of a losing streak. He's been sliding lower and lower on the card. We will see just how he handles himself and see if he can't recover. Let's see here. Any other major events going on tonight? Let me see. Believe that is all that we've got announced. I'm sure you can tell that I did not have time to prepare my pre-match cards, so yes, new ring mat tonight. So let's get into our first match. So Blake can see the new mat. Let's see. Shane McMahon, of course, getting a win on last week's show. Let's see here. Yeah, let's just jump into our first match. Shane McMahon, of course, getting a win on last week's show in that Fatal 4-Way with that surprise roll-up. Tyler Donaldson we have not seen in singles competition in quite some time. I believe not since the singles tournament that took place off TV. So this may be his televised singles debut. So let's just get right into this match and see how he handles himself against somebody's dad, Shane McMahon. Of course, we should probably go to Madison Square Garden, as we are live on TV, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, I can see Alex Ice in the chat. Of course, our most recent and biggest sponsor, his logo displayed proudly on our new ring mats, donated from another sponsor of the show, Lado Copy.
All right, baby.
But let's not lose focus on the match at hand. Let's see how Tyler handles himself against somebody's dad, Shane McMahon. Tyler just kind of keeping his distance from Shane. Of course, Shane McMahon with the deadliest phantom punches in wrestling. I can understand why he would want to keep away from McMahon. But Tyler is certainly no slouch either with those devastating kicks that he's got. Ooh, protecting himself very well from the phantom punches of McMahon. We're going to see how well Tyler can defend himself. Now, Tyler has incredible stamina. He is able to fight in extended matches. But Shane McMahon is very tricky. Like, he has won several matches with surprise roll-up pins. And all the stamina in the world is not going to help you if you just get caught unprepared. And I think that's what McMahon is going to be going for in this match. Now, another interesting bit of trivia for this particular matchup. Both competitors have a signature diving elbow off the top rope. I'm sure both of them are going to be looking to hit it. But right now, it looks like Shane McMahon is in control. But Tyler still just outmaneuvering McMahon. And there are those punches that McMahon is just so well known for. Big back body drop. Now Tyler looks to be in control. Scoop and a slam right onto the Yuri on Ice logo. And he's got mount. But there is that MMA experience from McMahon. But that's responded right back with a Sobat kick to the gut, but not even getting a 1 count. Big DDT from Shane. Shane dragging Tyler to the corner. Is he setting up for something? Just, no, stomp right to the face. The blatant disrespect. Big suplex. And it's McMahon delivering those mounted punches. Both men still in a bit of a feeling out process. We're 5 minutes into this match, but neither man really appears to be comfortable. Ooh, Tyler going for a cover. One only gets one. Snapmare. Tyler appears to be going to the ropes, but McMahon to his feet quickly, avoiding whatever Tyler had planned. Ooh, Tyler now shot into the ropes. And Shane McMahon once again with those phantom punches. Tyler not allowing Shane to take his back. But Shane with those lightning quick jabs and a cross here, but Tyler bringing McMahon into the corner. Big suplex, and Tyler is dropped to the outside. Shane McMahon pursues. Swinging that steel chair wildly, does finally connect, but Tyler able to disarm his opponent. And big enziguri right to the side of the head. Shane going for a cover on the outside. A rare mistake from the veteran. And Shane McMahon in total control. Now Shane going to the high red Gatorade districts and elbow drop right into the back. Shane once again going up top. And once again with a diving elbow, and Shane going up top again. And this time, Tyler able to roll out of the way and responds back with a Boston Crab. Maybe trying to take Shane's legs away so he is unable to hit those diving maneuvers off the top turnbuckle. Now it is Tyler going up to the orange Gatorade district. And Shane McMahon rolling out of the way and rolling Tyler up. Cover 2.9. Tyler has attempted time and time again to shoot McMahon into the corner turnbuckle, but Shane McMahon has proven to be too elusive. But Shane McMahon having no difficulty controlling Tyler and keeping him where he wants him to be in the ring. GK is not here in the chat yet. I'm sure he will be. Tyler once again going up top, and this time his elbow drop finding its mark, but Shane McMahon able to get a foot on the ropes. Shane going for the roll-up, but Tyler now able to reach the ropes. And now Tyler finally getting McMahon into the corner turnbuckle, but Shane fighting his way out. Whatever Tyler has planned in that corner turnbuckle, Shane McMahon wants absolutely nothing of it.
All right, baby.
And Tyler once again with that diving elbow. Tyler seems to be low on gas here. Shane McMahon has been just putting him through it time and time again in this matchup. Like, I was waiting for something. Springboard and just absolutely outrageous Pele kick. Oh, Shane rolling out of the way of that elbow drop again. Now Shane going up top, responding with an elbow drop of his own right into the spine of Tyler. So what, kick right into the stomach, but Shane not allowing Tyler to get any additional offense. Sit out facebuster, that could be enough. No, Shane continues to shut down Tyler's offensive momentum. And there's that roll-up that Shane McMahon has made famous over the course of his career here, and 3-count fall. Shane McMahon, I think every single one of his victories on Blake's House Television has been with a roll-up, but that schoolboy of his is just, it comes out of nowhere. People clearly aren't prepared for it when it hits. So, as I said last week when he won the Fatal 4-Way contest, this will not be the last you have seen of Shane McMahon. And Shane McMahon may be gunning for Hsien-Jo's title. I know the two of them had an absolutely grueling best 2 out of 3 series. It seems that Shane McMahon is not done in Blake's House Professional Wrestling. Louder copy, I do not have a team in mind for the main event. That is, as always, viewer's choice. So if you have some guys in mind, certainly don't throw them at me now, but just keep in mind the main event of tonight's show is going to be a viewer's choice team. And, so we do have the Maglo Battle Royal. Let's go ahead and set that up right now. So, of course, we've got, as always,
Judgment Pro Wrestling. You think you're the cream of the crop? Well, let me tell you something, brother. Just when you think you have the answers, I change the questions. Time's up. We're coming for you. NWO for life.
I don't know what the hell I just saw. Like, I don't know who that was. And I thought that's the only thing that's Blake's House, of course, currently under siege from Judgment Pro Wrestling, but someone at Nick's wrestling organization yeah, I've got no words for well, let's not let that derail us here. We do have the Maglo Battle Royal to determine the opponent in the Maglo Challenge, so let's go ahead and figure out who is going to be in that tonight. GK, you did not miss a whole lot. You missed the dark match and the first match of the night, Shane McMahon and Tyler. And so you are basically jumping right into the start of the show. Let's see, some people that maybe haven't shown up a lot lately. I mean, as always, there's still some viewers' choice options. Actually, let's get Jordan. He hasn't appeared on Blake's House TV in a little while. Nikki Cross, I am sure I have a Nikki Cross. I might have her in NXT. I do have a Nikki Cross. Let's see. See. Y'all are taking your time figuring out who's going to be showing up on our show. Let's see here. I mean, nobody else is saying anybody, so if I feel like it would be in. I guess we could put his opponent into this match. I feel like JPW guy would be in somewhat poor taste, considering that our company did get called out by Judgment Pro Wrestling, and let's see, The Rock. I can do The Rock. Let's see. Do I have a more recent upload of The Rock? Because it looks like this one is somewhat incomplete. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go with... I don't know if I have a Lars. But, I do have word that... I don't think I have a Bully Ray. Give me a minute to go through some stuff. This is, Battle Royal, not, Let me see here. I do not have a Lars Sullivan, and I don't have a Bully Ray. But, I mean, I could put China in this match. But, yeah, I do have word that Princeler will be responding to the words of the big boss of Judgment Pro Wrestling, John Boggy III, later on in tonight's show. Let's see, we do have... I have a handful of All Elite guys. I don't think I have All Elite set up, but I have them, like, in Ring of Honor. Who are you looking for in particular? I don't have Jericho 2019. I have the official Trent Beretta from Spike Chunsoft. Let's see. I should have a Hangman. Who else works there? I'm pretty sure I have a Chuck Taylor. Let's see. Let's see. Who do I have in, like, actually in All Elite? I don't have a Nathan Jones. Let's see here. Oh, I've got current Cody. You know, let's go. Let's put Cody in this match. You know, let's jump right into this. We got we filled out the spots. This is everybody that is potentially answering Maglow's call. And I think I forgot to change the ring, so this is going to be the old Blake's House ring mat. Yep. See, I hear some calls from the crowd saying, let's go Terrell. Unfortunately, he is going one-on-one with the 9th Wonder of the World. That is going to be a challenge for sure. Ooh, a big twisting bottom drop from Terrell. Let's see, and it is absolute chaos in the blue Gatorade corner, as it looks like Cody and Nikki Cross are trying to double team The Rock. Get the man with the biggest star power out of this match early. And it looks like Nikki Cross's opponent was going for possibly one of his signature suplexes. Ooh, big STO and sweep. Let's see. It is absolute pandemonium in the ring. It's going to be extremely difficult to keep track of who is where and doing what at this stage of the matchup. Now, this is not over rope rules where if your feet touch the floor, you are eliminated. This has to be pinfall, submission, or over the, like, legitimately over the top rope. So all these incidental drops to the floor will not be eliminations this week. And can hear the crowd calling for in support of Bubba Ray Dudley for some reason that is not entirely clear to me at this particular juncture. But, you know what, I'm just here to call the action. See, The Rock covers opponent. No, kicks out. Jordan with that step over toe hold face lock. Terrell, of course, not a favorite to win the Battle Royal, but certainly a favorite of the fans. He was somewhat compared to Cheeseburger, who has been in the last several New Japan Rumbles. And sort of gained a reputation for his heart, but not necessarily for his wrestling ability. And that may be Terrell's position in this match. Ooh, big enziguri from Jordan. China responds back with a lariat right to Jordan's chest. Honestly, like, Blake, I don't know why that thought never occurred to me, but Cheeseburger versus Terrell would be a legitimately good match. I think I have a Cheeseburger on my save. So, I'll put, I'll keep that one in mind, because I know there's a couple matches that some people want to see. Crippler crossface by Jordan's opponent, trying to make him submit. And it is still anyone's contest right now. There have been no eliminations thus far. Ooh, The Rock being hit with his own sharpshooter. Big Samoan drop from Bubba Dudley. Looks like Jordan's trying to get something started, but just unable to really keep anything going just with the chaos of this match. As he has to contend with both Bubba Dudley and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Big stalling vertical suplex from Terrell. Terrell off on his own, which is probably the best position to be in at this point in the match. Big twisting bottom drop, one of Terrell's signature holds, but looks like that's going to be somewhat interrupted as The Rock is dragged away by another man in this contest. Just as I say that, The Rock hit with a gut-wrench suplex by his opponent at this point in the matchup. Terrell with that Argentine backbreaker trying to humble Jordan, but unable to get the submission. Big suplex from Nikki Cross, and Nikki Cross just taking on all comers at this point. And attempting to suplex Bubba Dudley, but this man is just too big and too powerful. And he blocks and reverses. See, it looks like Jordan's been busted open. The Rock setting up for that flashing elbow, but... oh, The Rock out of nowhere with that suplex to Nikki Cross. And it looks like The Rock is just unable to hit the most electrifying move in sports entertainment, as there is just entirely too much chaos to be able to safely run the ropes. And The Rock with the people's punches to Cody, putting him right onto the mat. Nikki Cross and Terrell with that big double power bomb. Jordan and one of the men in this contest exchanging strikes. Looks like Jordan setting up for that big enziguri right to the back of the head, but his opponent rises to the occasion. Dropkick right into the chest. Jordan just swinging on anyone and everyone he can. Oh, Nikki missing that dive. Terrell now. The rock bottom. And The Rock saved by the fact that Terrell rather saved by the fact that there is only one referee in this contest, and he was unable to count the pinfall. Terrell is still alive here, but you've got to figure when one elimination finally happens, they are just going to start coming in quick succession as this ring starts to clear out. And it looks like Jordan still continuing to... oh, that was the burning hammer. That could be it. Terrell locking on that step over toe hold face lock. But The Rock refusing to give up. And once again, Terrell and Jordan, like they are both members of Blake's House Wrestling, but they both want to be in tonight's main event. Jordan going for that signature buzzsaw kick, kicking Terrell's head square off of his shoulders. And The Rock going for that patented sharpshooter. Is Cody going to submit? No, he's hanging on for dear life here, and he finally breaks the hold. It looks like Chyna missing that elbow drop off the top. Emerald Flosion to Jordan. And now Terrell, belly to back overhead suplex right to the outside from one of the men in this contest, throwing Terrell directly to the floor. Terrell looked like he was going for that flashing elbow, but The Rock able to get to his feet first. Cody still hanging on, and it looks like Bubba Dudley's eliminated. Terrell with the torture rack, just Lex Lugered Bubba Dudley out of this contest. And once again, The Rock attempting to hit the people's elbow, but was cut off by Jordan, but that was about as far as he got. And The Rock once again delivering the people's punches to Cody. There's a battle between Nikki and her opponent on the outside. They could eliminate each other at this point. But now Nikki will come to the inside. And looks like her opponent will as well. Terrell going up top. Big elbow drop cover. And Cody unable to hang on. I believe that's 2 eliminations for Terrell in this contest so far. Terrell trying his best to get through this matchup. And The Rock hitting the people's elbow on Chyna. It looks like he'll put that on anybody he can get the opportunity. And the most electrifying move in sports entertainment eliminates the 9th wonder of the world. And as I said, when one elimination happened, they would just start coming back to back to back. We are down to 4 in this contest. And The Rock all alone. He can drop the elbow on anyone. Who's it going to be? Oh, Terrell possibly going for that burning hammer. That signature hold may have been able to take The Rock out of this match. Terrell just needs to hang on. He's unable to do so. Terrell is eliminated. Oh my God! Jordan just drops right onto the mat with his knees. Despite that, Jordan will continue to fight on. The rock bottom, that's gotta be it. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3 count fall. It's just down to Jordan and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Big Samoan drop. Looked like he was running the ropes, going for that flashing elbow known as the People's Elbow, but unable to do so. Jordan once again with a double knee drop, this time finding its mark square into the back of Dwayne Johnson. Jordan is down in the center of the ring. The Rock is going for the People's Elbow. This is it, the most electrifying move in sports entertainment. But The Rock unable to capitalize. That took more out of him than maybe he thought. Jordan locking on the bear hug, but The Rock refusing to submit. And The Rock once again going for the People's Elbow. If he hits this, that's got to be it. Goes for the cover. And Jordan able to get a foot on the ropes. The Rock just wants this match to be over.
1, 2, 3.
And is finally able to end it with the rock bottom. And if we thought last week with Maglo against an actual bear was going to be an uphill battle, Maglo has to fight Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But that will be much later on tonight. So I see we've got a lot more people in the chat. So let's get some more viewers' choice action going on here. So these guys won last week. But Blake and Brandon are going to need opponents. Let's see. So who are Blake and Brandon going to be fighting tonight? I can put Kota Ibushi in. That is no problem at all. All right, James, DDP or Jake Roberts, because Ibushi is already in the match. All right, actually, yeah, Golden Lovers. All right, sounds good. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's Pride Month. Chris Wolf won in the dark match earlier tonight. Jordan very nearly able to go the distance against Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Let's get the Golden Lovers in some tag team action tonight. Yeah, it's already changed on this in this match type. It just I didn't change. You have to manually change it for every match type, and I forgot to change it in the Battle Royal format specifically. Alright, I believe I have said this on a number of occasions about overcoming insurmountable odds. Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega are about as formidable a tag team as they come. So Blake and Brandon certainly both have their work cut out for them. Now, they were able to defeat Suzuki and Mecha Mummy last week. But let's see how they handle this. Kenny bringing himself into this contest. There's the educated feet of Ibushi going to work against Blake. Blake, however, able to best Kenny Omega in a test of strength. Let's see if he can keep this momentum going. Blake getting dropped right on the Grand Blue logo. Great bit of irony there. Kenny just throws elbows right to the face of Blake, and Blake's already dazed. Possibly not ready to fight at the pace that Kenny and Ibushi are so accustomed to fighting at. And now Brandon, the brawler, has been brought into this contest. But Kenny now... Kenny going back to his own corner, bringing Ibushi back into this match. It looks like Brandon's got a bit of a head of steam going. Brandon able to get the best out of that strike exchange. Brandon is certainly not someone you can afford to take lightly as a striker, despite the fact that Ibushi's striking ability is certainly internationally known. But going high and low, Kenny Omega very familiar with the unblockable, as he has got a very strong fighting game background. But despite that, unable to avoid it, and big Pele kick from Blake, starting to get some momentum and shutting down the Golden Lovers offense. Big Frankensteiner, and Blake bringing Brandon back into this contest. And just as I say that, Omega starting to get something going here. Throwing Brandon into the blue Gatorade corner, and Brandon fighting his way back out. And Kenny quite literally throwing the kitchen sink at Brandon. Brandon, though, with a nice back elbow, trying to shut Omega down. But unable to shut him down for very long. Kenny Omega getting a cover and gets a count of 1. And that combined Kamigoye right to the head of Brandon. Nice tandem offense from Blake and Brandon. Sunset flip power bomb. But Ibushi caught up in the ropes. Blake, a absolute house of fire in this contest. He's just throwing hands and feet on everyone within reach. But just as I say that now, once again, Golden Trigger right to the head of Blake. And Omega just delivering kick after kick to the back of Blake, just trying to soften him up for that one-winged angel that you know he's looking for. And Brandon with one of his signature holds, that spinning toe hold. But Kenny Omega powering out of it immediately. So Brandon's just going to lock it on again. Trying maybe to take the effectiveness away from that Golden Trigger that Kenny and Ibushi have been putting to great effect against this team. Brandon seems to be unable to keep Omega down, and Omega able to get back to his own corner after that thumb to the eyes. Look at that sweep, taking Omega's leg out from under his leg. Blocks the suplex of his own, dropping Ibushi right onto the Whale Boys logo, right in front of Blake, who is, of course, sponsoring this show. And once again, Brandon and Ibushi slugging it out. Can Brandon once again come out on top in this exchange? It looks like he does. Ibushi just a little bit too fast for this team to handle. Despite that. Ooh, step up enziguri from Blake. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Count 2. Now Blake just trying to take the wind away from Kenny Omega. Now it's Ibushi hit with the unblockable. Moonsault, fall, 1, 2. Count 2. Big lung blower from Blake, goes for that cover, 1, 2. Only gets 2. And Ibushi once again hit with the unblockable. And Blake, a total house of fire, bringing Brandon into this contest while his team still got momentum. And Kenny Omega wants out of this match for a moment. Brandon forced to eat that Golden Trigger. But the absolute resiliency of Brandon, allowing himself to kick out as he shoots Ibushi into that blue Gatorade corner. Big lariat. Follows up with a suplex, stalling suplex. And Ibushi wants out of this match now, bringing Kenny Omega back in. Ooh, missing with that spinning back fist, and that's going to cost him as Omega is able to hit those elbows. And V-trigger from Kenny Omega, but Brandon immediately to his feet. Kenny Omega super kick right into the center of the ring. But Brandon is unfazed, and he will once again go to that stalling suplex. And he will go to his own corner as he's taken a lot from Kenny Omega over the course of this match. Blake from out of nowhere. And now it looks like Blake going corner to center. Shining Wizard right into the center. Oh, but Blake dropped right on the top of his head. Moonsault fall. 1, 2, and Brandon able to make the save. Blake kicking Omega's leg out from under his leg. Big lariat. Sunset flip powerbomb. 1, 2, 2.9. And Brandon doing the deal on Kenny Omega. Of course, nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow. But Kenny Omega not the legal man, and neither is Brandon. Ooh, big kick to the back of the head. But Blake able to protect himself. But bringing Brandon back in. And that vicious striking combination. But too close to the orange Gatorade corner. Big Snapdragon suplex. One of Omega's signature holds. Brandon not allowing Kenny Omega to take his back again because he knows Omega's looking for that one-winged angel. Big fireman's carry buster goes for the cover, but Kenny Omega able to get a foot on the ropes. Once again, it's going to be Brandon and Omega just brawling it out. Big super kick from Kenny and puts Brandon right onto the ground. But it looks like Kenny and Brandon both are going to take a break from this match. And it's going to be Blake and Ibushi one-on-one. Absolutely devastating powerbomb, but it was right in the blue Gatorade corner. And Blake and Brandon respond back with the unblockable. Blake hitting that flashing elbow right in the jaw of Ibushi, but Ibushi no-sells it. He just gets right back to his feet. Blake responds back with a lung blower. Cover. 1, 2. Count 2. Once again, another Michinoku driver from Brandon. And now it is Blake being tested in this strike exchange. Let's see how his fighting spirit handles those vicious strikes of Ibushi. And it looks like he handles it just fine as he drops an Enziguri right in the back of the head. Big DDT from Brandon. Followed by a monster lariat. A lariat that's going to send Kota to his own corner. It looks like Blake is coming after Omega, but he was unable to do so in any sort of timely fashion. Kenny Omega going springboard from the apron. And Brandon once again shot into the blue Gatorade corner. Back elbow from Omega. And a kick right to the gut. And looks like Kenny is still trying to take Brandon's back for that one-winged angel, and Brandon refuses to allow that to happen. It looks like Blake was going for some kind of springboard off to the outside, but he was unable to do so as Ibushi came in to cut him off. Maybe a bad bit of teamwork from Brandon and Blake as Omega was brought back into the ring right as Ibushi had put Blake onto the mat. springboard throwback from Kenny Omega. And this match has been going on for a half hour, but it feels like it could go on for a half hour more. As you can tell, there is more left in the tank from all four men in this contest. A big frog splash in honor of Blake's Uncle Eddie. Pulling Ibushi to the center. But unable to hit his signature hold. Ooh, big shote! Another lung blower from Blake, and Blake once again going for the cover. 1, 2. But Brandon unable to cut Kenny Omega off. He's hit that lung blower several times. And there is the Kamigoye. That could be it if Brandon doesn't make the save. And Brandon is able to do so. And once again, Brandon with that Michinoku driver. Brandon doing deal after deal. Ooh, both men running the ropes, trying to hit something on Ibushi, but Ibushi scrambles to his feet, not allowing that to happen. Omega finally able to hit that one-winged angel. No. Does hit the V-trigger right in the orange Gatorade corner. If he does anything significant here, this could be it. Blake has a long way to go. And Ibushi able to cut Blake off. Yeah, absolute 5-star contest from Blake and Brandon against the Golden Lovers. And I saw somebody pop into the chat earlier. I believe that was Assassin. Thank you for showing up. I mean, it's a Kenny Omega match, so it's going to get 5 stars from Dave, right? And yeah, at the rate that match was going, like, I could have realistically seen that going for another half hour. But yeah, Blake and Brandon putting on a spectacular contest with the Golden Lovers. That being said, just because Blake and Brandon lost tonight does not mean that's going to be the last you'll see of them, and I'm sure you will see more of them in the tag team division as things start to heat up. We do have a lot more action to get to tonight, so let's just go ahead and get into that right now. Let's see. Let's see. You know what, let's put on a classic contest that I don't believe I have had on here yet. At least certainly not one that I have had televised. It's going to be Johnny Blaze and Joey Crack in the Octagon. Of course, we saw Johnny Blaze on last week's Blake's House TV in the Maglow Battle Royal. This, of course, being a rematch of the match that, like, of one of the most significant matches between D-Mob and Crow's stable of fighters. And neither side really able to get the upper hand thus far. Of course, this match is, oh, Fat Joe is busting out his signature hold early, the pedigree. That double underhook facebuster that he is just so well known for. This match, of course, in part to sponsor the Def Jam Fight for New York tournament at CEO this year. That tournament has been at CEO for the past 5 years now, and we are looking to do things bigger and better than ever this year. So what better way to promote that event than to have one of the most famous matchups in Def Jam Fight for New York in Fire Pro Wrestling. This is very much back and forth. Neither side able to gain significant momentum. Fat Joe only able to hit the pedigree once. But Method Man not really able to hit any of his significant slams or suplexes. Maneuvers that he will need to hit if he expects to get a victory in this contest. Method Man, of course, has some solid drop kicks. Oh, Fat Joe once again going for that double underhook facebuster, hits it. But Johnny Blaze not giving up just yet. Big double underhook suplex from Johnny Blaze. Ooh, there's that haymaker just out of nowhere from Fat Joe. That could be the difference maker in this matchup. While both of them are extremely proficient in wrestling, Fat Joe's brawling style, and there he goes for it again, just another flash haymaker. Joey Crack going for the crack attack there, just trying to break the back of Johnny Blaze. And it just seems that Johnny Blaze is working from underneath over the course of this entire match. Big haymaker from Joey Crack. And he's going for that double underhook facebuster again, and he hits it. But he's not done yet. Different venue, same results. Joey Crack defeating Johnny Blaze in mixed martial arts action. And yeah, Gatekeeper definitely has nailed it. We are doing a Matcherino community-funded prize pool for Def Jam Fight for New York. We passed the $50 mark fairly recently, which is the standard pot bonus we have had, so we are guaranteed a larger pot bonus than a few of the past couple years, not counting the year where Katana Prime just absolutely balled out and dropped a $100 pot bonus plus bounty bonuses. But in addition to the Matcherino, that will also link to the Smash.gg page of the Def Jam Fight for New York tournament at CEO this year. And if you are tuning in on YouTube, watching the VOD of this, and the chat is not available, I will make sure to have those links in the description. But I'd say this good a time as any, as you can see that the Gatekeeper is in the chats. I believe getting word backstage, we were able to locate Princeler, and he's able to respond directly to the criticisms and the provocations of JB3 of Judgment Pro Wrestling. So let's go ahead and get backstage right now. All right. Hey, Jamel, congratulations, and thank you for bringing the championship back to Blake's house.
No, thank you for giving me the opportunity to bring it back to Blake's house. Anything you want to hear from me?
I think we're good. I think you did your dance. You had your chance. You took Antonov for the Space Jam. Congratulations.
Yeah, I did.
You're our new champion.
I appreciate it.
Now, John Boggy III, I understand you had some words for us last week. You know, I give you wrestlers an opportunity to come onto my show. They're talented. They've held Blake's house gold. All right? But what I'm not going to do is tolerate your blatant and constant disrespect on my show. So, how about this? It's going to be Judgment Pro Wrestling versus Blake's house. Your guys against my guys. But let's make it a little bit more interesting. All right? On top of those matches, about it's going to be just you and me in the ring, one-on-one. So JB3, what do you got to say?
As a great man once said, if you can't slam with the best, then jam with the rest.
So, that is Princeler of Blake's House Wrestling. On behalf of Blake's House Wrestling Company, challenging both JB3 directly, as well as the company Judgment Pro Wrestling, to a co-branded show. It is going to be the first time in a long time that we will be seeing Judgment Pro Wrestling and Blake's House Wrestling in singles competition. And if JB3 accepts our challenge, it will be Princeler, John Boggy III, in singles action on that show as well. However, we can wait for JB3's response, as we do have another match right now. Of course, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson winning the Maglo Battle Royal. He is going to be facing Maglo in singles competition, and that match is going to be right now. So getting word from the Judgment Pro Wrestling camp that we can expect a response, maybe not tonight's show, but Judgment Pro Wrestling, not an organization known to back down from a challenge, so we certainly have that to look forward to next week. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, as we have Maglo and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson one-on-one. People's Champion versus People's Champion. The most electrifying man in sports entertainment against the Duke of Bretton Woods. And right now, Maglo protecting himself from those lariats. And thus far, it has been the Maglo show. Maglo humbled a couple weeks ago with JJ Mondo and the Bear the following week. It is going to be an absolutely grueling contest ahead of him against Dwayne Johnson, one of the greatest wrestlers of our generation, possibly of any generation. But so far, he seems to be holding his own. Both competitors trading blows. Maglo with that sit out, but only gets a 1 count. And The Rock finally connecting with that clothesline. And Maglo now once again going to that lucha thing that he defeated Kula with several weeks ago. And once again, only a 1 count. Maglo unable to connect with that vertical suplex. The Rock has that very well scouted. And Maglo just going for pinfall attempt after pinfall attempt. Possibly trying to surprise The Rock. And maybe trying to disrespect The Rock as well with that flashing elbow. Oddly reminiscent of the most electrifying move in sports entertainment. And now Maglo going to everybody's favorite, the airplane spin. Trying to get the people in the front row and all the way to the back involved in this contest. And once again, The Rock just countering that suplex, but Maglo, I don't think he's thrown his feet for the last 5 minutes. That was a fully charged dropkick. Big hip attack. Maglo appears to be gotten the better of that strike exchange, dragging The Rock to the center. Running the ropes, going for that sliding D. Elbow to face, The Rock immediately to his feet. Swinging neck breaker. The Rock bringing Maglo to the center of the ring. And just delivering mounted punches right in the center. Maglo pushes him off nearly immediately. Big Samoan drop. And The Rock, once again, hitting clothesline after clothesline. People's elbow, but Maglo to his feet. It's unclear if that made clean contact. But The Rock able to hit that vertical suplex that has eluded Maglo for several minutes into this match. Now The Rock hitting that signature People's Sharpshooter. Maglo powering his way out of the hold. Now The Rock trying to prove himself to be the king of the ring by forcing Maglo to the outside. Maglo responding back. Maglo driver right in the center of the ring. Does not go for the cover. And that could cost him. Or it's possible that he just knew that wasn't going to be enough. I guess it's one of those, you look like a genius if you come out with the win, and you look like an idiot if you don't. Let's hope that's not going to be the case. Maglo now going for another dropkick, this time holding those feet for about 4 minutes. And The Rock going for the cover after the People's Punches. The Rock again going for the People's Elbow, but Maglo to his feet, but only barely, though. And The Rock going for the cover again. Only gets 2. Maglo again with the Maglo driver. That's got to be it. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 2.9. The Rock responding back with a finishing hold of his own. Rock bottom, rock bottom. Is that going to be enough? It's not enough. Maglo kicking out at the last possible moment and responding back with a strike combination. Maglo is fired up, and The Rock just cuts off his momentum with that Samoan drop. Neither side willing to let the other get the upper hand. So Maglo once again running the ropes, sliding D right to the jaw of The Rock, but The Rock immediately to his feet. Big bulldog from Maglo. Maglo appears to be setting up for something. Big body splash. And The Rock getting a lot of mileage out of that low blow, possibly going for the school of Matthew Knapp with that dick-based offensive maneuvers. There's the clothesline from Bretton Woods, and Maglo is fired up. Rock bottom right onto the outside. And the referee's count getting to 18. That very nearly could have been a double count. The Rock going for the people's elbow. It hits. He goes for the cover. That's got to be it. 1, 2. 2.9. Maglo still has some fight left in him. Pulls the Rock to the center. And once again, going to that sliding D. Maglo, big clothesline, goes for the cover again. 1, 2, 3 count fall. Maglo's losing streak is over, and it is over against one of the greatest professional wrestlers of any era, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And I say it every week. Maglo has never put on a bad match in Blake's House Professional Wrestling. Like, that man has star in him from his head to his feet. And this time, winning a barn burner of a contest against Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Naughty Boy, I saw you popping in the chat. My understanding is online, if you are trying to play matches or simulate matches against another live player, is basically dead. That being said, the online community in terms of uploading wrestlers, uploading mod packs, modding in features in general, this is one of the best online communities I've ever been a part of with respect to that. The Steam Workshop alone has literally tens of thousands of wrestlers that you can just get through the Steam Workshop, no modding required. And then there are other online communities that do mods, such as if you don't like the isometric camera, you've got free camera. If you don't like the fact that there's no heads-up display and you want to see health bars, spirit gauge, you can mod those things in, like the things that the game keeps track of under the hood. You can make that visible. There are mods to add in some match types that don't exist in the base game. But if you are trying to physically play with another player at the other end of the line, basically doesn't exist. That being said, I can't recommend this game enough. This is going to be the last wrestling game you will ever need. Yeah, I've been having a ton of fun with it. So, like I said, that was an absolute barn burner of a contest. Maglo defeating Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I know we've got the Shoot League tournaments coming up, but there's a bit of a rematch from the Shoot League that I feel should definitely get settled. Let me fix the ring. So, this was a matchup that changed the outcome of one of the brackets. It's not going to be Sanae versus Shamrock. Shamrock has a match tonight, as he is in the top 4. But we are going to have Sanae versus Dan Severn. Dan Severn famously saved by the bell in the C-block action. If Dan Severn were not saved by the bell, as he was knocked out in every sense except the legal one at the end of that contest, Sanae Sawamura would have advanced out of C block instead of Eric Alpizar. So that match went to a draw because there was not a decisive pinfall or submission. Give me a second. Let me see here. Let me see. Yeah, I see your message. Yeah, I can get a match for that. Actually, I've definitely got a match for that later on this evening. But appreciate the heads up. So yeah, there was never a decisive victor in that contest. This match will settle the score. Can Sanae Sawamura defeat Dan Severn? Can Dan Severn redeem what would have effectively been a loss had that match gone on for about 2 seconds longer? Let's find out right now. Sanae Sawamura, the captain of the karate club, made a bit of a name for herself in the mixed martial arts world. Of course, Dan Severn needs no introduction if we are talking about name value in the mixed martial arts world. He is an absolute legend. Despite his legendary status, he was very nearly bested. This is SWA rules, meaning it can end in pinfall, submission, or failure to rise to the referee's count. And right now, Sanae seems to be having the advantage in a lot of these situations. Oh, but Severn able to get the double leg. Sanae grabbing a hold wherever she can. And we saw this in Sanae versus Nikita Stalin several weeks ago. Her MMA defense, despite being known for being a striker, is extremely impressive. She's protecting herself from the double leg and those mount tackles. However, Dan Severn finally able to get a mount position. And started delivering those mounted knees. Goes for the double leg again, fails to do so. And Severn this time around seems to just be having his way with Sanae as far as able to keep her where he wants her on the mat. Big slam from Severn, but Sanae immediately to her feet. And both of these competitors just seem to be content with slugging it out. Severn out of nowhere with that guillotine chokehold. If we were to look at this in the record books, it would be 1-0-1 in favor of Dan Severn. So if there was ever any doubt about Severn's ability to go the distance, he has certainly resolved that. So despite the fact that it would seem that Judgment Pro Wrestling and Blake's House Wrestling are a bit at odds. A couple of their competitors were let into the building, and we are going to let both of them have matches tonight. It seems they were sent in advance, possibly in anticipation of the Blake's House Wrestling response. But, well, James, you do have a match tonight, and it will not be against a Judgment Pro Wrestling performer. So Colby's actually briefly back from his Japanese excursion. Let's see. So I know that Antonio was egging on JB3 of Judgment Pro Wrestling, just daring him or his competitors to get in the ring with the bear. And I don't think this is quite what Antonio had in mind. However, it looks like Colby did find some friends from Admiral Funk's wrestling organization, as we've got Ian Bishop and Keith Kelly representing Admiral Funk's wrestling company. So we are going to have a little bit of a preview for some cross-promotional action that may be to come. So let's go ahead and jump into this contest right now. He sort of does Fire Pro. He bought the game like forever ago. He made him and a couple of his friends and then kind of put the game down. Actually, shit. Keith Kelly and Zero, when Zero finally gets back from injury, would be a good team as they are both mystery game champions. I believe this gentleman's name is Floyd Bartholomew. And this is an absolute mountain of a man. Colby will have his work cut out for him. And it looks like Colby is just going to bring Admiral Funk into this contest. And the big man just an absolute powerhouse, not allowing anyone to get started. Big haymaker finds its mark right in the face of Ian Bishop. Ian bringing Keith Kelly into this contest. As previously stated, Keith Kelly armbar out of nowhere. Keith Kelly, a former mystery champion, somebody that is well versed in several different styles of combat. But I'm told came into his own as a bit of a striker in the Fire Pro Wrestling world. Let's see how he handles this literal, actual, factual bear and both monsters of men in the JPW NWO corner. And big Insaguri throwback to the side of the head. Belly to belly overhead suplex to the outside. And it's possible that the Blake's House guys are going after the bear that took out their champion, although right now the bear is just not being allowed back into the ring, and now he is able to get back into this contest and go one-on-one with Admiral Funk. And no, it seems he's going to his own corner and bringing the Gatekeeper in. The enforcer of Judgment Pro Wrestling. Like, he does not need a great deal of introduction, as we have seen him a couple of times on Blake's House TV, and he is just an absolute monster of a competitor. Big body press. Admiral Funk back switch, kicking Gatekeeper's leg out from under his leg. And now the two men battle it out in the center of the ring. Neither side able to gain any ground. Admiral Funk able to get to his feet first. It looks like this team is going to be tagging frequently. Looks like Admiral Funk and Keith Kelly trying to keep one another fresh. It's been a little while since Colby has been in this contest. I'm sure he is waiting to get back into this. Another surprise armbar from TOGDX. Shining Wizard out of nowhere. And there's that striking offense that I've said that Keith was certainly known for. Big spear right into the orange Gatorade corner, and GK now tagging in Floyd Bartholomew. And now the tables have turned as the fight is in the orange Gatorade corner. And Keith is going to have to battle his way back to the blue Gatorade corner. And he is able to do so as he has put Floyd Bartholomew down. And it looks like it's possible that Keith and Admiral Funk are really trying to get some TV time here as the two men keep tagging back and forth to one another, as this is their Blake's House TV debut. Ooh, big chops to the back of the head, and that puts Admiral Funk right into the mat. Another belly-to-belly overhead suplex, and once again, the Blake's House guys are clearing the apron. Floyd Bartholomew grabbing a foreign object and bringing the bear back into this contest. Admiral Funk finally able to get Bartholomew off his feet, but it doesn't matter as it's now the bear, the legal man in this contest. Goes for that big shote, that bear claw. And now Colby is back into this contest. Colby shot into the corner turnbuckle. And those massive hands from the bear just clubbing at the chest of Colby. As I'm a Bear continues to work those submission holds that were used to great effect on last week's show. Big claw to the face of Colby. And it is a numbers game that Colby is unable to win. Colby going back to the blue Gatorade corner, bringing GDX into this contest. And Bartholomew just refusing to allow the blue Gatorade team to get started. Big punch, precision haymaker right to the head. And Bartholomew going for the worm. And it finds its mark right into the gut of GDX. GDX getting his neck cranked. So that's clearing Admiral Funk and COLBY off his side of the apron. Ooh. Gatekeeper going for that roaring lariat. Unable to find its mark. Lift and dropped Gatekeeper right onto his neck. Cover 1, 2. And every member of the Orange Gatorade team seemingly working the legs of Admiral Funk, taking the power away from his base. Big double power bomb. And this team is keeping Ian out of his own corner. This is some excellent tag team wrestling by the Orange Gatorade team. And once again, repositioning him, going for that chokehold. Big roaring elbow from the bear. And just repeated clubbing blows, just those massive sledgehammer-like hands of the bear. But Ian Bishop just splatting him onto the mat and bringing COLBY back into this contest. And once again, the bear going to that patented chokehold that he's been using to great effect over the last couple of weeks. Big stunner, goes for the cover. Both sides of the apron cleared out. And it is absolute chaos in the ring. Harada has lost complete control. Pump handle, slam, cover, 1. No. Bartholomew running elbow drop right into the back of COLBY. And now he's going back to his own corner. COLBY doing the same. Ooh, dropkick to knee, just beating Bartholomew to the punch, but Bartholomew using his big body to block Keith Kelly from whatever running offense he wanted to hit. And that was the opening that the bear needed to deliver that boot right to the gut, followed by that patented chokehold. And once again, it is just total chaos in the ring. Big shining wizard right to the jaw of the bear, but it's not enough. And that chokehold once again employed. It is absolutely devastating. As Keith Kelly is submitted in the Orange Gatorade corner. Gotta say, as a preview for Blake's House versus Judgment Pro Wrestling, that matchup certainly left you guys wanting more. However, you guys got to see a lot of Nick's Wrestling Organization and Admiral Funk's to-be-named wrestling group, as I'm sure we'll be seeing more of Ian Bishop, more of Keith Kelly, more of Floyd Bartholomew, and I'm a Bear on future shows. But if you want to see COLBY and the Gatekeeper fight one another in a one-on-one contest, that will have to wait until JB3 and Judgment Pro Wrestling has formally accepted Blake's House's challenge. But, so I know you guys have been waiting to see how the Shoot League is going to wrap up. Well, we have 2 round 1 matches for you guys tonight. Orlando Nunez against William Ruska, and Eric Alpizar against the baddest man on the planet, Ken Shamrock. Let's just jump right into the first match. See what happens. So Willem Ruska, a submission specialist. I'm sure you guys saw, if you were watching last week's show, if he grabs a hold on you at any given moment, this match could be over. Orlando will certainly have to protect himself from that. In the meantime, however, Orlando has that absolutely devastating RK Orlando that he can hit seemingly from out of nowhere, and he will be looking for that to end this match against Willem Ruska. There's that cross arm breaker that Ruska is so well known for, but Orlando able to break the hold. Slam. Ruska working every joint, any possible angle that he can take on Nunez. Whatever area that seems to be a weak spot, he is trying to capitalize. And right now, Ruska seems to be playing with his food a little bit, just going to transition, just showing his dominance in a mixed martial arts setting. Ooh, big right hand finds its mark on Ruska, but this round has been the Willem Ruska show. Dragon through leg whip, Nunez unable to capitalize, as that concludes round one. Big double leg from Ruska. And once again, another Kimura this time, working the arm of Nunez, trying to weaken it so when he hits that patented cross arm breaker, he will be able to conclude the match with it. And there's that cross arm breaker that he's certainly been fishing for. It's unable to find its mark. Nunez now going for a arm lock of his own, but unable to maintain it for very long as he's been so significantly worn down. Nunez just trying to fight his way out of this bad situation that he's in. Willem Ruska just working every possible angle that he can attack from, and Nunez just doesn't have the answers. That being said, he is refusing to tap out. And Ruska may be tiring himself out. No, just as I say that, that cross arm breaker finally finds its mark, and Orlando Nunez is eliminated from this tournament. We will save here and swing over to a couple other matches we've got for you. So I mentioned before we cut to the Shoot League that the Gatekeeper was not the only competitor from Judgment Pro Wrestling that was able to find his way into the arena. So give me just a moment. Actually, you know what? Let's make this SWA rules. We've got as both me see here. You know what? Both Nick's Wrestling Organization as well as Judgment Pro Wrestling have some legitimately gifted mixed martial artists. Let's give both of them a spot on tonight's show, as could be possible that Nick's Wrestling Organization's masked competitors in the mixed martial arts world were responsible for that video package earlier, but that's not entirely clear. But what is clear is both Timmy Throws and Frank Vista are both extremely talented in the mixed martial arts world. Yeah, Nick's Wrestling Organization, like, trying to make a name for themselves. And it looks like one of their wrestlers is going up against one of the newest signees of Judgment Pro Wrestling in an attempt to do so. Big belly-to-belly overhead suplex, but the technician to his feet immediately. Both competitors, like, extremely proficient technical wrestlers. Of course, Timmy Throws more of a grappler. The technician, Frank Vista, he can come at you from a lot of different ways. And I am sure we will be seeing several of those ways that he can come after you from over the course of this matchup. Judgment Pro Wrestling's Big Boss comparing his MMA transitions to a slideshow, and that you are going to be seeing transition after transition. Thus far in this contest, we haven't quite got that, but that is partly due to the effectiveness of Timmy Throws' grappling ability and his absolutely devastating suplexes. Ooh, goes for a double leg takedown, and it's sidestepped. Timmy Throws quite literally just throwing his opponent around in this matchup. Certainly living up to his name. But Frank Vista not about to be undone. Suplexing Timmy Throws right onto the mat and beating him to the punch time and time again with these strikes. Snap suplex. It looks like Frank Vista is starting to get some momentum. It's a count of one. I believe that's the first pinfall attempt in this match. Just like that, Timmy Throws could be going for one of his own. No, elects to go for the STF. Trying to submit his opponent here. European uppercut, repeated European uppercuts, dropping his opponent to the floor. And Frank Vista taking a moment, sidestepping that double leg again, but unable to hit the double leg of his own. Back switch. Big suplex dropping. Timmy throws right onto his neck. And there is that MMA experience of the technician Frank Vista. Attacking from mount. Timmy throws, possibly going up top. And Frank Vista just electing to come back down to the floor. And possibly working against him there as he was suplexed by Timmy throws. But big Olympic slam to the outside. And Frank Vista will just hold court in the center of the ring, making Timmy throws come to him. And come to him he does as he hits that arm drag, shooting Frank Vista into the corner. Finally hits that double leg. Goes for those hanging punches. And he had that locked in for a while. The sustained damage had to be drastic. Big suplex, one. Only gets one. But Timmy throws is out on his feet. Big turnaround chop. And that prompts Mario to start the count, the first knockout count of the evening. Now it is Timmy throws that is the king of the hill as we end round one. Another big suplex from the technician, Frank Vista. Timmy throws, not allowing himself to be grappled that easily. Got to give it to a wrestler. Oh, possibly three amigos. And he does. He gets all three vertical suplexes. And once again, Timmy throws denying Frank Vista the mount, and Frank Vista's own hubris possibly doing him in. Trying to put on a grappling clinic against a wrestler. And Timmy throws pulling out the victory. So that is the first of many mixed martial arts competitors from Nick's wrestling organization that he has been keeping in the wings. So if that is what we have to look forward to from Nick's wrestling organization's mixed martial arts division, it is going to be one hell of a show. Yeah, and credit where credit is due to Frank Vista. He put on a great match. Unfortunately, the grappling experience of Timmy throws just proved to be too much to overcome. But one thing we do have tonight, bit of an exhibition. It's going to be champion versus champion. No titles on the line. But we have not seen from Sterling and Worzalla in quite some time. I know Holloway expressed some interest in joining the tag division with his newest friend and rival, Hsien-Jo. And what better way to break into that division than to compete against the current champions? So let's just go ahead and jump right into this match. So there may be a little bit of ring rust with Worzalla and Sterling. Both members of this team have not been on Blake's House TV in a couple of weeks, as the #1 contender picture of the tag team titles is somewhat unclear. But both of them coming back to Blake's House TV, as this Champions vs. Champion exhibition was a little bit too good to pass up. As they could be putting themselves in a position. If one of these two men were able to get a pinfall victory on the current Blake's House Championship, on the current Blake's House Champion, they immediately shoot themselves near the top of the title picture. That being said, Sterling and Worzalla don't have nothing to lose here either, as a pinfall victory against the tag team champions certainly shows blood in the water to this constantly growing tag team division. Particularly against a team that, oh my god, Sterling just tried to break Holloway's fingers. And big slam right into the center of the ring. Big STO and suplex. Sterling dropped right onto his neck. Neither side able to get the upper hand and push the other back. But Sterling seems to be the first man to his feet. And Jamel just not allowing Sterling any quarter. No surrender, no retreat from Jamel Fleming. And Sterling, of course, able to retreat to his own corner. Big diving elbow from Worzalla. Learned that from Macho Man Randy Savage. And now Worzalla going for that patented elbow drop hold. And it's all the way on the other side of the ring. Gets 2.9 before Holloway was able to make the save. And Jamel going back to his own corner now. It doesn't look like much, but that elbow drop hold just has so much power. The sheer size of Worzalla is formidable all on its own, but just the surgical placement that he drops that elbow makes it absolutely devastating. And now Holloway working the arm of Worzalla, but Worzalla able to break free relatively early. The sustained damage fairly minimal, but now Holloway going up top. There's that big 450 that ended so many matches. And right now Holloway is trying to fend off two men and is able to do so relatively successfully. Runs the ropes. And big Frankensteiner whip into the orange Gatorade corner, and he's going up top again. But Worzalla back to his feet, so Holloway just backs off. We were talking earlier about Blake being a house of fire. That is certainly the case with James right now. Look at that big vertical suplex from Jamel. Gotta wonder when Jamel's going to get an opportunity to get Sterling into that corner turnbuckle and take his opponent to the Space Jam. You know that's got to be on his mind. Right now, Sterling in the corner turnbuckle. James going for something, but Sterling able to get out of the way. Big gorilla press from Sterling. James barely able to stay in the ring. Ooh, that big kangaroo kick, able to escape Sterling's attack, followed by a big boy senton. Goes for the roll-up, unable to connect. James going up top. Big back-flipping double stomp. And both men going to their own corner, bringing their partner into this contest. Jamel just throwing Worzalla around like a much smaller man. And Worzalla returning the favor. Turn belly to belly. Worzalla going for that. No. I thought he was going for that elbow drop hold, his patented maneuver that has ended so many matches, but elects to not do so. And that could be working against him as Jamel seems to be in total control. And this fight has moved to the blue Gatorade corner, and Worzalla has responded back by just powering out of both men's attempts to gain control here. Blue Thunder Bomb, too. 2.9. James seemed to be thinking about going for that outrageous 450 that he's known for. Thinking about it again, but maybe a little bit too far from the ropes. Maybe wants to let the crowd know that 450 is coming, but oh, James blocking that giant chokeslam. Sterling's signature hold. Jamel going for that powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Stacks him up. 1, 2. 2.9. Jamel, big belly-to-belly suplex. Goes back to his own corner. Brings James back into this contest. Oshigaroshi right onto the knee of Sterling. Sterling running the ropes. Goes for a lariat. James backs away, protecting himself from that huge lariat that Sterling was going for. Ooh, kicks Warzalla's leg clean out from under his leg. And now he goes to the top of the orange Gatorade corner. Moonsault, double stomp. Big belly-to-belly overhead suplex from Worzalla. Worzalla is done messing around. But it has really been Jamel and James this match. And just as I say that, Worzalla running the ropes for that big elbow. And gets 2.9 off that precision elbow drop. Big turn belly to belly from Worzalla. But Worzalla may be confused at who the legal man was. Oh, Jamel going for that diving dive kick, but a bit of a miscue from his partner. He was pulled out of the way by Holloway. And it is just absolute pandemonium on the outside. Harada urging all 4 men back to the ring or to their own corner. But that will not be the case as Worzalla and James fight on the outside. And Harada getting to 18 before Worzalla gets back into the ring. Ooh, big headbutt from Worzalla. Worzalla electing to go back to his own corner. That's typically where you would see him going for that precision elbow drop. There's Sterling going for that tombstone, dropping Jamel right on top of his head. And Jamel responding back with a head drop of his own. Goes for the cover. It's a long way for Worzalla to go. He will not be able to protect himself. And Jamel winning back-to-back weeks. Unable to take his opponents to the Space Jam. But that big screwdriver dropping Sterling right on top of his head. Getting himself the win in that contest. And as I said, it has been quite a while since Worzalla and Sterling saw in-ring action. The tag team division has got to smell blood in the water from the current champions. So we do have 2 more matches for you tonight. Of course, we have the second round 1 match of the Shoot League. And then we have the King of Fighters 6-man TV title as tonight's main event. So let's go ahead and jump straight into some Shoot League action. Full Sail Armada's Eric Kuraga Alpizar and the baddest man on the planet, Ken Shamrock. Yeah, a little bit of miscues. That dive kick off the top turnbuckle to the outside that was broken up was somewhat disappointing, but believe that's you guys' first match tagging together, so excellent work from Hsien-Jo and James Holloway. But while that match certainly has implications for the tag team division, this match has huge implications for the Shoot League division, as Alpizar and Ken Shamrock are battling it out. I believe this is a bit of a repeat of the Van Dam Shamrock fight, where Shamrock is an absolutely brutal grappler, and Alpizar is a bit more of a striker. So we will see if Alpizar is able to do what Van Dam was not. Big double leg, but responded back with an armbar of his own. Alpizar protecting himself from Ken Shamrock as best he can. Ooh, there's that big kick from Alpizar. One of his signature kicks, followed by 2 back-to-back striking combinations. Alpizar finding his mark, but that rolling knee bar seemingly out of nowhere. Alpizar has to hang on, and he is able to do so. And this time beaten to the punch, quite literally, by Shamrock, and Shamrock repeatedly punching Alpizar right in the head. This is looking like a hockey fight that Alpizar is not winning. And Alpizar finally able to stop the bleeding with that arm drag. And now it's Alpizar going to that knee bar, trying to take some leverage away from Ken Shamrock. Shamrock responding back by slamming Alpizar, and once again Alpizar going to that armbar, maybe taking away the grip strength of Ken Shamrock. And kicking his leg out from under his leg with that low roundhouse and following up with a knee bar of his own. And we are at the end of round 2. So round 2 was absolutely the Alpizar show. And he is doing everything he can to shut Ken Shamrock down. Just as I say that, Shamrock locking in that scissors sleeper, but Alpizar able to break the hold, but he was in that for quite a while. Man, that big back kick of Alpizar has been getting him a lot of mileage in this matchup. And we are 45 seconds away from this round being over. And it's not going to go the distance. Alpizar wins against the baddest man on the planet by knockout. Eric Alpizar able to do what Jean-Claude Van Damme could not. So the last hope for Blake's House Professional Wrestling to walk away with the Shoot League Championship is on Eric Alpizar's shoulders. So Eric Alpizar will have to defeat Willem Ruska to win the Shoot League Championship. But you guys are going to have to wait for that next week. Let's see. I do not. I am certain I do not have the Gentleman's Club. Like, I definitely don't have Gentleman Jervis. I think I have... Bucks and Skrull? I definitely have a Bucks. I'm a little bit nervous to use them because I think they're a little bit overstated. But, fuck it. This is the KOF TV title. This is... Wait, that's the... This, yeah, this is fake NGPW. Let me see. Let me see. I have Chuck Taylor. I definitely have Orange Cassidy. I don't have Swamp Monster, but I do have a Beretta. You want to do Best Friends and Orange Cassidy? Because I can definitely make that happen, and you definitely had a team locked in first. Let me see. Now I gotta remember where the fuck everybody is. I think I have Orange Cassidy in US Indy. There's Orange Cassidy. Okay. And I probably have Chuck Taylor in Ring of Honor. That would make sense. Let's see. shit, I know for sure I have a Chuck... Oh, wait. Oh, he was? Alright, I can't fucking read. I need y'all to know that. Oh, so he was. I think this is a more recent upload. So I think this is going to be the team. Alright. So we have the Gentleman's Club against Team Fatal Fury for the King of Fighters TV title. I can work with that. So let us see if Team Fatal Fury can end either streak that the KOF TV title has held true thus far for the last several shows, where there has never been a KOF TV title holder that is successfully defended, and the losing team of the KOF TV title match has not gotten a single elimination. So let us see if either of those things will continue to be the case, as we have the Gentleman's Club against Team Fatal Fury. Like, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, like, I don't watch a lot of, I don't watch as much independent wrestling as I should. I really just know Trent and Chuck Taylor from Twitter, and they're great there. Would recommend following Dustin and Greg on Twitter. But right now, however, they have a great deal of work to do competing against Team Fatal Fury. Orange Cassidy, of course, my favorite wrestler that I've only seen 2 or 3 matches of. Somebody who doesn't want to wrestle with you until he does, and then you get pinned by somebody with his hands in his pockets. But right now, Orange Cassidy just sitting on the apron, casually as he's known to do, while Chuck Taylor just gets brutalized by Rock Howard. And Orange Cassidy now tagged into this contest. As Edit definitely had other costumes. One of them probably had sunglasses. And that is bad on me for not picking the one that did. Alright, Orange Cassidy not going to be able to take it easy against this team. I know he has a very lackadaisical style, but against the legendary Hungry Wolf, that big burning knuckle right to the head. There's that jump there, standing CD. However, Orange Cassidy, I suppose he can take it easy if he goes to his own corner and brings Trent Beretta into this contest. And now Trent Beretta has to fight against Rock Howard. Big donk. But responds back with that double axe handle. Rock Howard with that rising tackle. Trying to figure out what he wants to do here. And Trent Beretta just wants out of this match.
1, 2.
Big belly-to-belly suplex from Chuck Taylor. The white trash lucha himself. And Rock Howard electing to bring his dad into this contest. And Terry Bogard trying to hit that close D. This time does hit it and goes up top. Big power dunk off the top rope. Big trouble in paradise from Terry Bogard. Running the ropes. Ooh, running clothesline, just flattening Orange Cassidy. And once again, Bogard with the trouble in paradise. And follows up with another running clothesline. Yeah, Orange Cassidy just not really making a serious effort at chasing Terry to his own corner, allowing Duck King into this contest. And Orange Cassidy electing to go back to his own corner. If I had to guess how this match was going to go, it seems insurmountable for the Gentlemen's Club to overcome Team Fatal Fury, but could be wrong, as the last several weeks the defending team looked like they had everything going for themselves. Last week's defending champions had Stone Cold Steve Austin and former champion Knock Valdo, and that team was unable to get a victory. So, as rough as it looks like this team has it, nothing is guaranteed with the King of Fighters TV title. But right now, Chuck Taylor and Duck King battling it out in the blue Gatorade corner. Ooh, big back fist, super kick in response. And Chucky T is to his feet first. Goes for the cover, but Duck King able to get a foot on the ropes. There's possibly a crack shot from Rock Howard. And a standing Shiranui from Chuck Taylor. Goes for the cover and gets 2 out of it. Neither side able to find their marks, their strikes. And just as I say that, Rock Howard delivering a brutal combination of strikes to Chuck Taylor. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Only 2. Chuck Taylor has a lot of fight left in him. And he is going to take that fight to his own apron and allow Trent Beretta to get some action in. And that as well, only 2. Big leaping back elbow. And Rock Howard responding back with a rising tackle. When you are negative, just go for the tackle. Terry going up top, possibly going for that big power donkey. And Trent Beretta bringing Terry back to his own corner. And Terry responding back with that strike combination. The hero of Southtown throwing those huge hands of his. And this time dropping Trent Beretta to the floor with that standing CD. And once again with that strike combination. Trent looks like he's totally out of gas. But somebody who is not out of gas is he has spent a great deal of this match just hanging out on the apron is Orange Cassidy. And there's those absolutely brutal chops of Orange Cassidy's right to the chest of Rock Howard. I don't know how he's able to withstand those strikes. Rock possibly setting up for that shine knuckle. No, just a chop to the back of the head and goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3 count fall. Orange Cassidy has had enough of this match and will just wait on the outside. Ooh, big swinging tornado DDT. Now Trent Beretta goes for the cover. 2.9, Rock Howard not done, but Rock Howard tagging Terry back into this match. Oh, Trent Beretta caught unaware. Was not finished with Rock Howard, but allowed himself to take his eyes off the ball and get kicked square in the jaw from Terry Bogard. Terry once again going for that far D. Ooh, little power dunk. And Beretta responds back with that double axe handle. Super kick. Right into an armbar. And now Chuck Taylor is all alone. If he wants to continue the streak of the King of Fighters TV title being undefendable, he has to go through 3 men to do it. Ooh, big 630 from Duck King. That's got to be it. 1, 2, 2.9. No, Chuck Taylor isn't done. Big neck breaker from Chucky T. And belly to belly overhead suplex. And a pile driver just dropping Duck King right on his heavily gelled hair. And once again, another 2.9, unable to put away Duck King. And Duck King electing to go back to his own corner. That is the numbers advantage that this situation provides him, as that sustained offense from Chucky T was certainly getting to him. Terry Bogard unable to get a foot on the rope, but was able to kick out. Ooh, big double stomp right into the chest of Terry Bogard. 1, 2, 2.9. No, Terry still hanging on, bringing Duck King back into this match. Big moonsault, but Duck King caught up in the ropes. Duck King with that turnaround chop. Running the ropes. And going for a big lucha thing. Right in the center of the ring. That's got to do it. 3 count fall. And that is going to be the first ever successful defense since the King of Fighters TV title has been officially recognized by this company. However, we are once again continuing the streak. Every single match for the King of Fighters TV title was decided via OCV. But that is going to conclude our show this week. Of course, be sure to tune in next week as there is the conclusion of the Shoot League. Eric Alpizar versus Willem Ruska. We may see some more tag team action as our champions were defeated in a 2-on-2 contest via pinfall. So you've got to imagine every team in that division wants a piece of the champions. Certainly going to be looking forward to the response from JB3 and Judgment Pro Wrestling, as well as Nick's wrestling organization possibly getting more involved in this interpromotional struggle. But let me go ahead and queue up the dark match, and yes, GK, I will be able to talk on Discord if you want me to go ahead and give you a call. See you later, Cinderfallen. Appreciate you coming on to the show and watching the matches, man. I know you're here every week, and I very much appreciate it. All right, catch you later on, James. Appreciate you coming by as well. GK, I'm going to go ahead and hit the button and give you a call now. Let's see. And let's see who's going to be in this stuff here. Yo, what's up?
Yo.
Let's see. I see some people calling for some matches, so let me just queue this dark match up and let that run.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Let's see. I think this is going to be Daimon and Q. I think is the most interesting matchup here. So what's going on, man?
You know, it's just trying to figure some stuff out, you know, with Maturino.
Gotcha.
Waiting to hear back from Scott.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to figure out a timeline after we get him the design.
Gotcha. And yeah, when we go off air, we can talk about that a little bit further.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know. Pretty good stream. Like, the match card for tonight was basically thrown together 15 minutes before the show, just because I kind of had it. Like, I usually do a lot of prep work on Saturday, and all day Saturday I was at a LAN.
Yep.
So it's like, oh shit. Well, no match cards this week, I guess. But I don't know. The show itself was good, so can't complain too much.
Oh yeah, you know how it is. It's fun to watch.
Yep.
Gonna watch Q just land big boy moves because that's what he's good at.
Yeah. I mean, he's fighting against judo world champion, so it's gonna be big boy versus big boy. Oh, Nick. Okay, yeah, there was a video package where Nick's wrestling organization is basically throwing his hat into the ring, which you can watch the VOD. It's basically right after the Shane McMahon Tyler match.
Gotcha.
So it's like one of the first things that happened on the show.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you got in like right at the Maglo Battle Royal, so you missed that segment by maybe a minute.
All right.
And then I'm sure that Admiral Funk is not going to be an active participant in this interpromotional war, but it's like he uploaded the guys he made, so we can use them. So I can work with that.
I hear ya.
Yep. Yeah, I was kind of bugging him for a good 2 weeks straight, like, hey, accept the Steam subscriber agreement so that way I can download your guys. But he is also a real busy dude, so kind of got to it when he got to it when he got to it. That's kind of clever how they made Q's coat. They use like the skirt parts and the pants parts, so it actually looks like a flowing coat.
Yeah. It's actually pretty neat.
Yeah. And just seeing this, like, makes me mad that CBS 3 will probably never be a thing.
Yeah.
Because,
I haven't ever played CBS 2, I don't think.
it's my favorite fighting game all time. Like, that being said, if anyone tells you that game is honest, they're a liar. Because there is some seriously jank shit in that game.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. Oh, do you get into any Grand Blue Beta, or no? You said you were doing Mortal Kombat basically all weekend, right?
Yeah, I've been grinding up Beretta.
Gotcha.
He's character's pretty good. He just kind of fits my play style.
All right.
What I've really been doing now that I'm like, okay, I've decided I like the character, was now I gotta figure out punishes on everybody else.
Yeah, that's learning a character in a fighting game, so. Yeah, kind of where I was at with Grand Blue is like, alright, I don't have a real training mode, so I'm just gonna, like, I'm not really super concerned about learning shit, especially because I'm sure the game's gonna change. But, like, alright, if I can do some shit that'll work day, like, minus 30, that's cool.
Some nice gimmicky shit that's gonna catch people.
Yeah.
Like, I know the game I'm excited for when it comes out is Sam-Show.
Yeah, at the LAN, Alfonso, who may or may not still be in the chat, he brought a PS4 with Japanese PS Plus, and we played the demo a little bit, which was kind of cool.
How was it?
I was busy playing GoldenEye, so I personally did not play the demo. Hsien-Jo and, let's see, I think Orlando both played a lot of it, and they seemed to like it. Damn, Daimon, like, having trouble, like, keeping his wind against Q. Daimon with that patented counter.
Like, it's good to hear that you're enjoying the game, you know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be playing it at CEO to get a feel for it. I know my friend has pre-ordered it, so I'm probably going to try to steal it off him to learn the game a bit before the tourney.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think there's a side tournament for Hsien-Jo, and I'm planning on entering that.
Oh, no, there definitely is, and I believe you have to sign up for it online.
Okay.
Because it is $5 and like 20-something cents for processing entry.
All right.
So, yeah, they CEO decided to ball out for that one and put a $1,000 prize pot in for it.
Okay, yeah. Man, that's gonna be fucking chaos being a day one tournament, basically. Because the game comes out, I think, that week.
Yeah.
So
people are gonna get caught by gimmicky shit. Like,
yeah.
I'm fully expecting it.
Hmm. But yeah, see, Nick. Honestly, 20 people is a lot of fucking people. So if you have, when you get to 20 uploads, if you want to stop there, like, that's all totally good, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 14 guys in mind, and that's a solid number.
Yeah. I think I'm a little bit over 20, like, just counting Blake's House guys. I think there's a handful more that I want to create. It's just a matter of when am I actually going to sit down and do it. Because real life's a bitch sometimes. Yeah, Nick, that was kind of a problem that I had as well, where if you have, like, all of my wrestlers, like, if you just put picture in picture in picture and just had them all wrestling side by side, you'll get a good look at, oh, I made these two guys at about the same time, because there's certain moves that I was like, oh, I'm really excited about this move right now, and there's going to be some crossover. And then later I'm like, oh wait, now I gotta do something different with this guy. But I think some of the problem is the move slots for medium grapples is pretty limited. So like you're just gonna have a lot of duplication, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. But,
yeah, I agree with that.
But, alright, well, that was the dark match. It looks like Street Fighter 3 beats King of Fighters in Pro Wrestling Ring. Actually, shit, I should do Raiden versus Zangief at some point. Like, that is literally a match that should exist. But, yeah, thank you, Nick, and everybody else that hung out and chat and just watch the show in general. Always appreciate you guys coming to watch every week. And anybody that's not a regular that stuck around for the show, or anybody that's watching the replay on YouTube, really appreciate you tuning into my show. We do this every Sunday night at roughly 7 o'clock, sometimes closer to 7:30 or 8. But yeah, about 7 o'clock Eastern, twitch.tv/MondayCindy. Hope you guys come back around for the next one. I believe that's going to be my show. I'll catch you guys down the road.